Hi, Pastor Charlie here for New Hope Lutheran Church. Welcome to Pastor Charlie's Toolbox. Today I thought I'd give you some instructions on how we build a wood frame structure, especially the walls. So we use wall material, and first you have your bottom plate. Lay that down, and then we build up with wall studs. And these studs are important because we want to space them out evenly, and we want to have enough of them to give the wall a lot of strength. So they'd be something like that, and then a top plate goes on like that. And to help strengthen the whole thing again, it's a double top plate, so it goes on like that. Now, you might think, how do you put a window in here? Well, you can take a stud out, but you have to remember that that's not as strong then. So, what we do is we make what's called a header, and that's two of them doubled up, and they go across like that, and here you have a window or a door. But for the most part, we just put it together like this. Make sure we put in enough of these wall studs and our double plates. We might think to ourselves, that's a lot of lumber, and lumber's expensive, so maybe I won't use as many. Maybe I'll just, take some out, and look at here. If I make more space, look at all the space I've got and how much I'm saving. What we forget about, though, is walls are prone to wind, and walls have to hold the weight of the roof. And if we start taking out too many, well, that's what happens. So we use lots of lumber, and we keep it close to increase the strength of the wall. We have to remind ourselves, the wall has to stand up to a lot. There's wind, there's the weight of the roof, including, what we often forget, the weight of snow on the roof. When the wall studs are placed closer together, the entire wall is stronger. And if we try to skimp, well, the wall fails. Now in our lesson for today, from Mark 3, 20 to 25, Jesus talks about how if a house is divided against itself, it cannot stand. He's not talking about an actual house here. He's talking about evil, but the principle is the same. When we fall for the tricks of evil and are tempted into acting with jealousy or anger or selfishness or greed or resentment, all those kinds of things, in those times we wind up pushing others away and leaving them out, which is kind of like taking studs out of a wall. And if we do that, we can weaken the wall, and everything can fall apart with the least little bit of force. Now, I know, keeping wall studs apart, using less of them, it may seem like a good idea at the beginning, and we may even pat ourselves on the back for saving ourselves the expense and trouble. But in the long run, we have to remember that a good wind or a heavy snow or any amount of force can collapse the whole thing, just like a poorly built relationships could collapse. So God encourages us then to build our lives and our faith by staying close. And we do that through things like walking humbly through life, and by caring about the well-being of others regardless of who they are. We actually build stronger when we make the attempt to stay together, and by building stronger relationships we're able to withstand the storms and turbulence and weights that life throws at us. Amen.